Hey, good morning, everybody. All right, taking a look at D's corn right out of the gate here. Let's get ready to the continuation. There we go. Okay, so kind of what we talked about yesterday. Broke through that high from last week. Yesterday made a high of 506 and a half, breaking the 505 and 3/4 high from last week. Could not hold it. Found a little bit of selling, didn't get crazy with it, but then we've continued that last night after not being able to take out that high. So that new high, 506 and a half, will be your resistance point. Uh, we hit some support last night there at the 10-day. We broke on down through the 5-day. We're trying to bust back through that now. We're equal to it currently. D's corn down 3 3/4 at 499 and a quarter. So support will be the low of the overnight of 497 and a half. Best guess here is, I mean, this is a perfect little spot for the market to go ahead and take a little bit of a deeper break. And it doesn't mean it has to, but you poked through that high, you found selling, you've closed this off so you don't have lingering upside momentum anymore. You're showing divergence here, especially if you end up with a negative day today. That's what's really going to be the important thing to watch. If you're wanting to sit and try to be bullish, you are going to have to sit through and see how negative today is. But if it closes like this, down 2, 3, 4 or more cents today, then that would be the sign you would need to know that we're probably going to go down for a little bit longer here. Now, how long? Could be the second half of this month for sure. I do think this market will stay well supported, and this goes on to a conversation I had with several people yesterday. The stocks to use right now for corn is around 12%. So that's middle of the road for for what's bullish and what's bearish. Above 14 is very bearish. Below 10 is bullish. So you certainly have a situation here where weather events are going to play a pivotal role here. So this market should stay well supported for a while going into summer until the market feels comfortable that we're going to have what we need and then some, right? If it looks like the yield's going to start to come off of this because of weather or whatever, then you're going to see some volatility within this. But it doesn't mean that you couldn't still break decent right now if the crop gets planted well. You could come on down to this trend line easily. So that could be lower 480s depending on when it takes place. And same thing with the weekly here. You could come down to the bottom side of this trend line, which this is old crop, so it would be around the mid 450s or so from where we're at right now in old crop, which July is sitting, around 480. Let me see, 477 and 3/4. So, 20, 25 cents for both of these markets is certainly feasible right now. So again, though, watch for a negative day. Support is the overnight low, 497 and a half. Resistance, yesterday's high, 506 and a half. Soybeans down 7 1/4 at just above 12 and a half right now, trying to hold on at the 5-day. Did push through it last night, so that overnight low of 1197 and a half will be support. The 5 days at 1198 and 5/8, trying to act as support as well. Resistance will be yesterday's high of 1214. But again, this makes me a little nervous the way this looks. You've got divergence here, right? Made a new high, higher market, not as high on the RSI. You've closed this off. This looks like we're going down for a few days to me. This changed pretty quickly, but when you're in overbought markets like this and you just had a report, that can happen. So we'll see though. Again, you need to see a negative day, right? So can't get too jumpy until you actually have a negative close. So anything like this, 3-4 cents plus down today, would certainly be more of a signal that we are ready for a little bit more of a lower move. Again, though, I would guess this market will stay supported, but you could easily come down to this 1180 area. You got to worry about the potential of even coming down to this trend line again. But this market will also be very wary of what the meeting does at the end of this week with China. We'll also be wary of weather as we move forward, but right now the extended forecast, as long as it holds up, looks pretty good. So again, though, there's been a lot of times we've had 40, 50, 60% chances of rain, we've gotten nothing. So the market will be very sensitive to those things. KC wheat has been a market that has exploded because of the terrible crop that we have out west, the smallest crop in 55 years. But again, demand's not great there. They've priced a lot of this stuff in already. So, you know, we're looking at this and are we going to be able to support this 5-day here at 722 and 3/8? My best guess is that we will definitely come down to that. And we'll just have to see if they can support there. This doesn't look good, again, just like the other markets. Wheat doesn't follow this as well. Wheat kind of follows its own thing, but certainly something to still pay attention to. We've got divergence here, right? Big move, big higher high, not as high on the RSI, and we've had a negative day already, right? Yesterday was kind of that signal, and you're having a little bit of follow through today. So we will see what the price action is like. Again, you have to have negative days in both of these things to confirm this, so we'll see how we close this thing out today. All right, everybody have a great day.